everybody, we are here again, once again at the Hot Wheels, what is it, the 2018 convention. It is Saturday night, it is late. This is Rio.
Hey guys.
This is Dima. They are both Hot Wheels designers. They work on basic for the most part, right?
Yep.
And so we've got some models in front of us, and I'm not gonna make you walk through all of them. I did a little bit of a close-up the other day. I'll kind of walk through that as I'm talking right now on each one of these models, but I'll let each of you pick out maybe a couple that you think the viewers slash readers, whoever, the collectors, would like to learn a little bit about. So I'll just let you guys pick a couple.
All right, so
We'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off.
Let me guess, it's gonna be Honda.
Yeah, did
That'd
you
be
guess?
shocking, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
wow, yeah. Why not?
Surprise to me. Anyhow.
Yeah. So can you guys see this? The Honda Red CRX,
Yeah, you can pull it off if you
1980.
want to.
Oh yeah, is this?
I mean,
Yeah,
you are
1988.
Mattel, yeah.
So this is one of the cars I've been pushing for years, and then finally we made it. It's a little nifty Honda CRX. I think a lot of people are looking for it too.
Yeah.
And
classic.
I remember.
Can never go wrong.
I gotta be honest. Like I see like a lot of like Instagrams and then, like a lot of customizers
Sure.
cut up the Honda Civic and like turning it into like a Honda CRX. And now we have it, so you guys don't have to do that anymore.
You did him a favor.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
good.
yeah, this one came out pretty good. It was.
Let's see the side profile on it.
Yes, it's a little bit tough. It was kind of tough to have the graphic correct. This one actually doesn't have the like prominent Honda badge, but we actually fixed the tooling, so you're gonna see the Honda badge molded
Right on
a
the
little
front.
bit
Sweet.
later, and it's got the iconic Honda CRX, the blackout, the extra window there. We wanted to make sure it's there. And the turn
Is that
signal.
the window, or that's the?
This
that's
was on the real
print,
car.
right?
On the real
Well, no,
car.
I know it's the window on the real car, but
on this the toy, we tried to do it, but we had the technical difficulty, so we couldn't
you got
do
it.
it.
Looks
Yeah,
good, though.
but I think it's cleaner to have that with the tempo there, and of course we got the logos over
right,
there.
you can put the logo on
Yeah,
them.
so overall came out pretty good. So
Sweet.
yeah.
All right, well, and that one's coming in 19 real soon, I think.
Yep.
All right, Dima, we're going to you. You get to pick one.
Only one.
Well, just
Oh,
start and we'll go
okay.
back. I mean, we'll keep
Well-
talking. If you guys want to keep talking, I'll keep filming.
I think the innovation this year came with this guy. So that's 67 Gypster. And
That is
what's
awesome.
really interesting about it is that you can see there's a motorcycle molded in the back, and it has a deco.
So the deco is on. That's legit right there.
Yep,
The-
yep.
That came out
Wow.
pretty good.
So this one is really went through a lot of development changes and fights, and just to get it the way it is. I think this will be very interesting and very popular casting.
It is awesome.
Very detailed.
Yeah.
So the
Pick it up
motorcycle, everything, yeah. And as I said, the challenges were really getting it into the production, and because it's still at the end of the day it's a dollar toy.
Yeah.
But I think this has come out pretty nice.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
really
Looks like
happy.
new wheels too, right?
You did.
Yes, new wheel. It's called Baja 5. It is a new off-road wheel, but it's a little bit more narrow. So it
Okay.
does fit
More
profile
like
well.
scale look,
Yeah, scale look.
realistic. Yep.
There, you'll get
It
that. I'll
fits
pick
like
it
a
up
lot
like
of
that.
realistic
Got it.
Land Rovers, Jeeps.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is really
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
And it's so funny. You guys like talk about it for like five seconds, and you realize all the work that goes into trying to figure these out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it takes not just make this piece, and we got a car, right? There's so much more that has to be done. All right, Rio,
engineer.
go ahead.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Go,
Yeah.
Dio. All
Okay,
right.
so let me pick this McLaren Senna car.
Okay.
So probably like some of you know that I'm a big fan of the Ayrton Senna, the Formula One, the best Formula One racing driver.
Yes.
And I was a big fan. I'm still a big fan of him.
I mentioned to the
Yeah.
readers I was in Brazil
Oh yeah, that's
when
right.
he died.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it was quite the sad day.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this car carries the legendary name Senna, McLaren Senna.
Yeah.
So we definitely wanted to do
Pull it
this.
off, I'll show
Yeah,
you
we
the silhouette.
definitely wanted to put this in the Hot Wheels line. Also, kind of promote the kind of global aspect too, like
Sure.
this because the name Senna is super huge in Brazil too, and the car itself, looks kind of striking too.
Yeah.
Fast looking. We need definitely need the exotic car like this too.
Sure.
And of course the McLaren is like really nice to work with. And so this was kind of challenging too, the graphic wise. So we had to go through like a lot of engineering difficulties. You know, you see the side kind of like windows on the door.
Sure.
That was also not easy.
Hold that side silhouette. I'll get it. There you go.
That's kind of like the signature, the iconic design of this car. So we nailed that one, I think. And yeah, and also this car is featured in the major video game as a hero car. You probably know like which game we're talking about.
I'm sure they do.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, came out pretty good, even though it was pretty challenging. I mean, all the cars that you see here are never easy. Even like, they all look like kind of easy project, but like like every single project has some kind of like difficulties that we have to like fight like night after night, like phone call and things like that with the engineering. So yeah, this one was kind of tough.
And I hear sometimes the fights are like between the factory and you guys, so they're on their schedule, you're on yours.
Oh
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
They
like
go over
after like
days.
5 o'clock, that's when they start calling us. So
cool. Well, that Senna is beautiful. We'll look forward to seeing that complete, because obviously that's a prototype at this point, right? So we'll see the final deco. All right, Dima, one more.
Well, I think the popular casting this year will be, and I think it's being received well on your website as well.
Yes.
Audi Quattro Sport. We had really fun with this model, and like it is an icon. It's automotive icon, and having level of detail and the shutoffs and at this price point it's great to have such a detailed car.
I think that's what surprised people, is that this is a $1 car.
like a premium too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of things. Look, it's I don't want to say it's easier, but it's the freedom that Mark Jones and Brandon have in premium lines and RLC. They have way more details. They have way more deco options. We don't have it. So the challenge comes in where we have to come up, with some innovative solutions to achieve something, or just get the actual design, because a lot of times, look, this has to be production ready, it has to be moldable, it has to be feasible for production, and a lot of times it's just certain design elements are not allowed for it. And so we have to really come up with a new, just like in the Jeep, we have to come up with new innovative ways to make it happen.
And that's a constant process, right?
Yeah. This one is really happy because look, I love the whole era. 80s, 90s, and so the cars from that era, that's just great. This is one of them, and stay tuned. You'll see probably a few more interesting things next few years.
That's exciting. Well, I appreciate you guys doing this. I'm going to pick out one car I want to ask you about. Well, I mean, there were some questions. Obviously, Porsche, Audi, right?
Yep.
So we have the Audi coming. Which Audi is that?
This is the RS5 Coupe.
Okay, and then a Honda next to that.
Honda
Which we
Civic
saw
Type
in the
R,
presentation.
2018.
And then we have a classic Miata, but I want to ask about that 300ZX. That was you, Dima.
Yeah.
And you guys mentioned that everybody's really excited about this one. Everyone was kind of fighting to do it. And I will, do you mind if I pull it off?
Yep.
I will.
Don't touch.
Sorry, I got marketing behind me, but you know what? I did it anyway. I will, I'm just going to put this in my pocket and then we'll talk later. But no, I'm just kidding. I join you in that, as a child of the 90s, this was my favorite car. And so when I saw this at JCCS, I was super excited. So give me a couple thoughts and then we'll shut this down.
Well, when I came to States in '95, what I used to do, and my first car was 83 Nissan Maxima station wagon.
Yeah.
It probably has to find its way in the basics.
Yeah, I think so. That means we're going to see it very soon, right?
Was it wagon?
Wagon, yes, wagon.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
The second car was the 240 SX Coupe, and what I did is every time I would find a way of bringing it to the local dealer. I don't want to name which one it is, and they would always have the 95, 94 models of 300, and I would usually, I was fresh off the boat, 6 months in the country or a year in the country. I would always dress up, pretending that I can afford buying that car. Yeah, I was 21, and I would come in and we'll always find a way of driving one, to test driving. Obviously, the new one, they would be careful letting me drive one, but there is always would be one used in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And that's the one I would take. And so I think 2 or 3 times I had the car, and the dealer being close to Hollywood Hills would usually take test drives up the Mulholland, and that's where the fun would start. And a few times the dealer would say like, okay, let's try to keep the car on the road, because it would always tail would usually come in.
So Mulholland Drive, I've driven that, not the Z, but
so Z's, I love them. Back then there were 3 cars in that era that probably most attractive is RX-7, Turbo Supra, and 300 twin turbo. And I would always was obsessed over them, especially in white. And then especially IMSA car, the one that won 12-hour Sebring, 12 hours of, I think, how many, what were the other races they picked up? They picked up 3 races, and I think there was a record. Always was a fan. Didn't have one, but now it looks like the popularity is coming back, and literally in the last 6 months, 2 300s appeared in our parking lot.
Really?
Yep. One guy picked
I believe
it
it.
up from,
I believe it.
The black one,
and the red one.
Yeah.
So
I stop and salute when one of these drives by.
Yep.
And this was my car of choice from 1990 on. I remember their ad campaign where they had the front of the car. So this is super exciting. Well, guys, I truly appreciate you taking a minute to go through these with us. Very exciting for 2019. We'll see ya. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.